now. Great, thank you. All right. So, hi, I'm Carolyn Perez. I'm the board chair for SAASC, which we're calling SAASC. I think some other people call it SAASC. Just SAASC sounds fun. So you may hear me and others say that. So thanks for spending part of your evening with us. And I hope that this will be informative. Definitely ask lots of questions and we'll do our best to answer them. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So quiet now after I turn the music off. Should have like a lo-fi or something. Okay, so here we are. Like we said, this is the annual member meeting. We may do one in spring, but we'll see. This is a time, to get new members, bring in people who are already members and let them know what we have going on for this year. So we're going to talk a little bit, it's the agenda, mission, what archives are, go over the board, talk about our goals, let you know about some upcoming events, and then how to find us, right? Our blog, our website, Archaeota, our amazing publication, stuff about SAA, our parent organization, I guess, and then how to get in touch with us. And then at the end, we'll talk about this member survey because we want to hear from you as well. So let's just go ahead and jump in. Welcome. So welcome, everybody. The SAASC mission. So, basically we want to promote archival interests in this at SJSU, right? So hopefully this is a platform to talk about archival issues, to try some professional activities out, to hear about speakers, hear about jobs, hear about internships. And, it's open to all MLIS and MARA students, anybody at the iSchool. And we're really hoping that this can be, helpful for your career development, helpful potentially for your e-portfolio if you decide to participate or publish things. So that is our goal. And I'm going to move on to what are archives? I feel like at the LA here at SJSU, it seems like a lot of definitions have many uses. And I think archives is also very disputed. But for here in general, we're going to say that, right, valuable records, right, primary sources could be about people, business, government, and we're really using it as to provide evidence from what happened in the past. And then hopefully what we're saving today will help people in the future know about what we had going on. And so we use it to help us interpret and understand history. So, all right. And so when we think about types of archives, there's a lot, right? And so there's a lot in this slide, and we wanted to highlight it because this is actually the Society of American Archives. They have lots of different, the right word, but they have like different committees for all of these different types of databases, right? So you have sort of the cultural identity-based archives, special issue-based archives, some that are focused more on the organization, and then some that are looking at more like special types. So those are all different types of archives, and we'll show you in a second what the ones that our board members are interested in. Oh, and I was going to remove the board members. You would have to sit there the whole time. You guys forgot to tell me. But I might not be able to. Let's see. Sorry about that. If one of the other co-hosts wants to change that to non-immersive view, feel free. Otherwise, you will be sitting there in the front. And for those who came a little bit later, this is the board sitting in the front, and this is Zoom immersive view. So it's a little bit of a hello. That's who these people are. But if one of you guys want to take it off immersive view, if you're able to, go ahead. So we'll tell you what the boards are interested in, but now we want to hear, what kind of archives, am I in the right spot? What kind of archives are you interested in? So we'll just do a quick poll. So just go ahead. Once we get the poll up, you can respond, and then we'll show you some of the responses of the folks who are with us here today. So do any of these archives interest you? And so these are just like the larger, I'll go back to the screen before that had it. Oh, no. So this is, just some of the overarching ones. Oh, there we go. I guess you guys can't see it. To me, it looks like a horse race. I won't spoil the results, so. Oh.
I think I accidentally pushed the wrong thing. I apologize.
Oh, that's okay. Um, we can share the results that we have. All right, so it looks like institutional organizational archives were top, followed by cultural identity-based archives, and then special format-based archives, and poor special issue-based archives and getting love. Okay, so thanks for telling us what you guys are into. Great, so we'll just keep on moving right along. Oh yeah, so this is the executive board. So we have one person who's missing today. That's Missy, who's the vice chair. It's her birthday, so she had, different things to do, which is good. So yeah, so I'm not gonna run through these extensively, but you can match the person to the people sitting right in front of you. And these are sort of our interests. So you'll see we have a lot of a variety of things we're interested in. And I'm just gonna go through like that. And those are the four. We got the vice chair, secretary, membership director. Oh yeah, feel free to wave. Phoebe, wave. Rebecca, wave. The right one. Oh, sorry. Erin, our blog editor. And we have Eric, our webmaster. Angela, one of our social media coordinators, and then Maddie, another social media coordinator. So that's that team. And then we have leading Archeota, Talia Shaver, managing editor. And then actually, I'm not sure if the rest of the folks are here, but if you are, I could try and grab your face and put you on the front. I didn't see you, but we have, these three folks, and then there's more. So there's Katrina and Katie, who are former SAASC board members who've done great things. And Hannah was also a former board member. So these folks are all part of Archeota, which Talia will talk about more in a little bit. So let's keep on going. Let's see.
So I'm going to introduce some of our fall goals, which you can kind of read on the screen, but this, we're building on, years. I think we have like a decade of backlog in our shared Google Drive of work that we've done as a board to just build a community of like-minded people who are sharing interest in archives. And it's a great organization to be associated with as well, the SAA. So having SAASC as part of SJSU is just a great way to get involved with people, especially where we're all doing remote school. We want to do things that interest you, and we have a few things coming up already for this semester. So we have two different kinds of types of activities that we do. We have our speaker events, which those happen pretty much monthly. So we do have a couple speakers lined up for the fall already, which we'll introduce in a moment. And then we also have more interactive collaborative events that last for a couple weeks. We do one of those in the fall and then another in the spring. We'll talk about those in a moment as well. So I just want to shout out to last year's board and all of our predecessors, especially for me personally. I don't know if she's here, but Mia, last year's membership director, I think, and the whole board really put together these amazing slides. We have updated them for this year, and we're very happy to be building on the foundation that they have left us with. So yeah, we are your SAASC exec board. We're looking to create a community for you. And hopefully we can do that, this fall and into the spring as well. Carolyn, do you want to introduce the speaker events?
So sorry, was on me. Yes. All right. Yeah, so I just want to echo Rebecca. Yeah, definitely want to build a community because I know it can be kind of isolating to be just a totally online school. So I think this is a good opportunity to change that. So some of our upcoming speaker events. So Missy, our vice chair, is really in charge of all the speaker events. And she has already got is starting to build a lineup for the fall. So October 12th, mark your calendars. We're going to have Kimberly Keaton, which folks may remember if they were here last year. She is actually a genealogist and has done a lot of personal archiving. And so that's one of the things she was going to do for last spring. There was a personal archive competition, and she was going to speak on that. But she couldn't make it, but now she's back. She's actually working on her PhD, but she is going to be talking about curating Black art and history through independent praxis. And so part of, I think her speech with us, she'll actually going to be used as part of her PhD. And so, I mean, she may also have questions for us. But basically she has this the site called Art Library Deco. It's an online African-American virtual art library. It has archives. She talks about her own genealogy and personal archiving practice. So we're really excited to hear somebody. She was an ALA mover and shaker. So, you know, this is, again, the type of person we want to hear from, right? Someone who is in education, someone who has built her own, right? Built her own archive, built her own, made a name for herself in the field. So really excited to have Kimberly. So we'll be sending out announcements and links to register for that. So that is Thursday, October 12th. And then following that in November, we're going to have Allison Kirion, I'm not sure I'm saying that right, who actually is an SJSU alum and former SAASC board chair. So we actually came upon her at the SAA conference, and a couple of our board members went and they thought it was a great talk. So, right, she's a video game archivist. Like, how cool is that? That's an option, you know, just another example of like the many types of options there are in archiving. And so she's going to talk with us about becoming a video game archivist, and also she has some like career change. She made a mid career change. She can talk about that. So in addition to that, you know, we're looking to do more informal things. We want to hear if you're interested in that. But our advisors, Dr. Bushy and Dr. Hodges, have both said they're willing to do like informal Q&As and talk with other archive professors. So, you know, I think it could be nice, right, to just be able to meet with professors informally, kind of hear from them how they got to where they are, and we can just ask them questions. And then, so that is what's coming up. And let's move to, oh, sorry.
Hi, it's me again. I'm going to highlight the membership activities in a little more detail. Specifically, coming up real soon, we've got the scavenger hunt starting for the fall. So this will be about a month-long collaborative event where we are going to place everyone on teams. Everyone who signs up is going to get a team. And then we're going to send out weekly challenges for you guys to participate in and interact with. And that's, you know, another way to meet new people through iSchool and part of SAASC. Yeah, and Phoebe has just shared the sign-up form. So if you fill out that Google form, that is what is going to get you placed on a team. And then we're also going to share the registration link for the kickoff meeting, which is going to be on Monday, October 16th at 6 p.m. PST, 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm on the East Coast, so it's tough for me, but I'll be there. Both of the dates that you see on the screen right now are tentative. So if a ton of people say, no way, I can't do either of those days, we can definitely work something out and change them around. Yeah, so it's definitely a good way to just connect with more people and just be a part of something, which, you know, we're not trying to make it into like super competitive. We just want it to be like a fun kind of break from classes. So that's our goal for you. Very low, well, I don't want to say low effort, but, you know, not, you know, a thing of stress for you. Phoebe has also just shared the newsletter sign up, which as membership director, that's my baby. So I appreciate that, Phoebe. Any opportunity to plug the newsletter. We send that out at the beginning of every month. So some of you may have read our September issue, which came out a couple weeks ago. Yeah, and the other thing on this slide is our spring personal archiving project, which was piloted this past spring by last year's executive board. It was a really great activity, so we're hoping to repeat that, build on it for the spring, but for now, we're going to focus on the fall and having a great scavenger hunt.
Awesome. Thanks, Rebecca. And just to give one other plug for the scavenger hunt, which will be a little bit different from last year, is we want to use
Oh,
this
yes.
called Padlet. Oh yeah, do you want to talk about that, Rebecca?
No, you can.
So this cool tool called Padlet, that will allow us to, if we're like, hey, find a certain object, you can post a picture of it, but then it'll allow other people to comment on it and like it. So we're hoping, right, to get a little bit more, like, even if you don't find it yourself, or you can see what other groups are doing week to week, so that we can kind of keep up. And again, it's not really about points or high stakes, just like interesting stuff that we can share with each other. So
Yeah, some of you might have used Padlet for classes, and then this will just be another way to kind of experience that as well. So at this point, we don't want to saturate you with polls and questions and things, but we are really curious to get to know you. So we have one more poll. And we want to just kind of gauge everyone's experience with archives, whether that if you've worked in an archive, interned in an archive, if you've even visited or toured an archive, or used an archive for research. Some of us have done these things, some of us haven't. That's okay. SAASC is a place for people to explore and discover what they might be interested in and how they can kind of open the door to the world of archives. So yeah, looks like pretty even match so far between doing research and no archive experience yet, which is totally legit. They are a great resource that a lot of us are, on the way to becoming parts of.
all right, so I'm not sure if people were able to see the full results, but looks like we got it. And then I'm going to move on to talk about the blog and website. And see, Erin, you want to talk about the blog?
Yeah, I'll jump in. So I am our blog editor. You can find the blog under the blog tab on our website. We are starting up our Archives of the Month series a little bit later on this month, and we do have some potential hopes of turning it into a weekly series. But in order to do that, we definitely need participation from members like you all. So if you have an archive that you would like to highlight, we would really love for you to let us know, and also for you to write it so that you could then use it as a potential piece for your portfolio, or just kind of have your name somehow associated with archives, which could then help you out in the job search, but would really love to feature some more writers on the blog.
Hi, and I'm Erica. I'm the webmaster for SAASC. I also just wanted to let you guys know, in addition to the blog, we have a bunch of other resources on the website that are really exciting. We have some general resources about like working in archives. We have like all of Archaeota, which you'll learn more about later, but it's our publication. So you can see all of the past issues, and you could like learn about submitting to Archaeota there. And also all of the events that we have, including the previous ones that other boards have done, are all recorded and linked there. So that's a really awesome place if you see like a previous topic you want to watch a video of, or if you can't attend one of these upcoming events we have, you'll be able to watch that there. So that's pretty exciting.
Awesome, thank you. All right, so I think we're going to move on to Archaeota.
Hi, everybody. I am Talia Shaver, and I am the current managing editor of Archaeota. And so basically what Archaeota is, we are the student publication of SAASC. And so it's a completely student-run paper, and we only include articles written by students. And we publish 2 times a year, and we usually include any articles related to archives. You can see it at the bottom of the slide there. So any recent stories or events in the news, if you have internship experience or work experience, volunteer experience in an archive, we would also take articles about that. We publish interviews with archivists and any reviews about archival materials. In our last issue, which was our spring and summer issue, we had somebody write an article about the Smithsonian podcast and how they use archival materials to sort of create the podcast episodes. And so, yeah, even profiles, like if you visited an archive, we would love to also publish articles on that. And so, yes, you can see right there, we are currently accepting applications for editors for a couple more days, I think, for just over a week. And so basically editors will be editing the articles and proofreading, fact checking them, making sure that they, flow how they are supposed to flow. And it's a lot of, reading, of course, researching to make sure that every fact is correct in the article, and a lot of communication. You have to be good at working as a team, but also very much as an individual. And we are also accepting article proposals for our fall and winter issue until November 10th. So submission ideas, you can just send an email to I'm just typing the email in the chat real quick. So if you have an article idea, you can send it to that email right there, and I will respond and be like, yeah, this sounds perfect, definitely something that we want to publish. Then I'll send you the author agreement form, and then you can start writing. And so articles are usually anywhere from 800 to 1,000 words in length. You can write a longer article, but usually we kind of go in between those parameters right there. And so any work should be yours, no plagiarism, please. And yeah, you have to also provide images, but if you can't provide images on your own, Archaeota will do our best to find some for you. And yeah, cite your references as well, APA cited references, and yeah. Yes.
Thanks, Alia. All right. So now just a quick thing about SAA to plug them, I guess, Society of American Archivists. If you are an Info 200 right now, you can get a free membership. So I would definitely encourage you to do that. Student memberships cost $55 a year. It's a lot more expensive once you graduate. But they do have some, you get discounts on books. They have different conferences and webinars that you can attend. They're free. They have publications as well. And a couple of really cool things, which I think you'll actually see on the website. They do have a career center where they'll even do resume interview and mock interviews. So that seems really good. And they also offer a mentoring program. So we'll send out information about those because you can talk to someone in the field and they can be partnered up with you for 6 months. So those actually are really good reasons to join. And then, all right, so how to stay connected with us. So to join, it's kind of a little bit, you join on Canvas. So at the very bottom of the screen, you can see this is how you join SAASC or SAASC. So you go to Canvas and you go to iSchool Advising and Administration. You go to People, click on Group tabs, and then Join, and then you're in. I find that people may not like Canvas as much. So yeah, the instructions seem a little bit cumbersome, but once you get there, we have some discussion posts that have internships and events. Make sure that you subscribe to them so you can see. And then there's a couple other ways too. So our social media team is gonna chat about other ways to stay connected.
I'm gonna drop our social media handles and stuff in the chat, but we are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok right now. So those are great ways to stay in touch with us. That's how we disseminate our information. That's a great way to see what's coming up. And feel free to reach out to us on any of those platforms as well. We are here to answer questions through those as well. I just posted a new TikTok video today, by the way. So it's a fun way to also learn about new archive stuff.
We also, on this slide, you can see another plug for the newsletter. And as Erin mentioned for the blog posts, we definitely welcome member contributions to the newsletter, in particularly, you know what I mean. We're hoping to do more of a member spotlight section this year. So if you have anything that you want to brag about, any, big achievements, small achievements, anything that you want to share with the rest of the SAASC world, we will be happy to highlight you and celebrate you, either on the blog or the newsletter or both. So yeah, we shared the link to sign up for that. We just have a lot of different ways to get connected with us. I know there's, oh my gosh, 8 of us in this immersive view Zoom room right now. But there's 38 of us in the entire Zoom. So, we want to hear from you and we want to stay connected. Oh, why did I mute myself? Because this slide is about the membership survey. So that's kind of the next step after this. Oh my gosh, this Zoom session. Phoebe just shared the link to another Google form that we would ask you to fill out. We do it touches on some of the stuff we discussed just now. But you're able to give your individual feedback. We'll be able to kind of get a sense of what everyone's interested in, where they are in the program. Yeah, what you'd like to do for events and activities, that kind of thing. So yeah, and as I said, we're happy to hear from you, whatever you want to share with us and celebrate. So please fill out the survey. I think we're going to open it up to questions now. Is that right? It's been about half an hour by my watch.
Let's do questions.
So I know